1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And good Saturday morning, everybody. Hope your Saturday's going well so far. Thank you so much once again for joining us here on CBM. Appreciate it. Excuse me. As you can see, unfortunately, my brother in comics, Shannon, can't be with us this week, but we're hoping for next week. So keep your fingers crossed. And hello, Shannon, if you're out there working. So, what else is going on? Hey, do I look a little different today? Do I look a little different? Because let me tell you, I feel a lot different. Just want to, everybody knows, I had cataract surgery on my left eye on Monday. And I gotta tell you, when I came out of it, I was not happy. Everything, I had clear vision. It was unfocused, but it was clear. And it, about a half hour later, after I left the surgical center, my eye clouded up. It was like all white. It's like I was in a fog or a blizzard or whiteout or something, you know? And I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. And they didn't mention anything about this going on. So I'm like, so about an hour, another half hour passed. So it was about an hour after I left. I called them and said, hey, this is what's going on. Is this normal? And they had the surgical nurse come talk to me on the phone, and he said, yes, it was. It's just normal. So it's going to take a while for it to heal. There's going to be some natural healing. And I said, okay, all right. So they said, but what I'll do is they prescribed prednisone eye drops. Now, I was already taking these other eye drops called in Prism, something like that, Imprisium or something like that. Anyway, those drops, when you put them in your eye, it's like putting liquid sandpaper in your eye. And you can just feel, it feels like there's a ton of gravel in your eye. And boy, that's tough to get used to, you know, because your immediate reaction is, oh, I want to rub it. I want to just rub it all out. So, but anyway, so I got the prednisone thing. So I took them, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and there was really very little change. So I'm like, oh man, don't tell me, you know, it's going to be a situation where I don't gain anything from the surgery. But something happened Wednesday night into Thursday morning. I woke up Thursday morning Didn't even realize it. I get up and, go about my usual routine. And my wife was already up and she was watching something on TV. And I'm sitting there and in the recliner and I look and I'm like, it hit me. And I'm like, can you do me a favor? She says, what? Says, can you put up the TV guide, the guide, the television guide, channel guide on the screen for me, please? And she did. And I'm like, I closed my right eye and I'm like, boom, boom. I start reading it off. Boom, 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 boom. This show, Gunsmoke, this and that and this. And I'm like, she's like looking at me like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. I says, I can read that now. I could not read that. I haven't been able to read the TV grid in months because of the cataracts in this eye. And now I could, it's not perfect because probably, and they'll probably tell me this, I've probably done damage, irreversible damage to my eyes because of my diabetes and kidney issues. So, but so there's like little like sometimes if I'm looking at a straight line, the straight line might have a little waver in it, you know. Now that could be a result of the lens that they put in and getting used to the lens. But just in case, I've already prepared myself that they're gonna say you can't do it. But that's okay because when I'm looking on this, I can read. Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on the comment to show it on the. I mean, and it was a struggle to read a lot of this. I relied on this eye. Now, because this eye, my right eye was my good eye. Left eye now has become my better eye. It's sharper and it's getting better each day. So I know Gratu Orlov is getting set to have cataract surgery done coming up, I think, next month. So I just wanted to relay my experience on it and anybody else who might be going in for cataract surgery. So make sure you ask questions, what to expect when you get done, like what to expect over the next 24 to 48 hours, so that you don't get caught by surprise with, like I did, and think, oh man, it's like it didn't work. But now, man, and like I said, it keeps getting better. I keep taking my drops. I'm on a schedule of drops every 2 hours, alternating drops, prednisone and Imprism. So at some point during this show, I will be taking some eye drops. So, but anyway, I know a lot of you had asked about, how I was doing after the surgery. So I wanted to wait until the show, not put out something, because I wanted to wait and make sure it was going to be fixed, and I think I'm well on my way to being fixed. I mean, this is just not even a week later. This is 5 days later. And man, I am so thrilled. I am so thrilled, man. I can see things. Oh, it's awesome. So I'm hoping, Gratu, when you go in for yours, brother, you make sure to ask those questions, and I'm hoping and praying that you have the same results, because this is awesome. This is really, I haven't seen like this in realistically, probably a year and a half to 2 years, and it just kept getting worse and worse. But they kept telling me, oh, but the cataracts aren't ripe, so I have to wait till they're ripe, then we can pick them, I guess. I don't know. But it was only like a, I don't know, 15-minute process, so and I was awake the whole time. No pain. There's been no pain at all. So that's awesome. So yeah, it's very, very cool. And if anybody has any questions about that, don't be afraid to ask me in the chat today from the Peanut Gallery. So, all right, I've gabbed enough. Thank you for everybody who asked and inquired about my surgery. Thank you so much. I appreciate that from all of you. All right, so I think it's time to bring in the peanut gallery. Wait. I wanted to. Okay, and today's question was, what are your top 3 songs? Now, if you're like me, that changes day to day. It changes moment to moment. When I'm listening to the radio and I hear a song I may not have heard but loved when I was a kid or something, and then it's like, okay, that's my favorite number 1 song now. But as of right now, this snapshot in time, Saturday morning on November 22nd, I've got my 3 favorite songs. I got a couple honorable mentions and my favorite Christmas song right now. So hopefully we'll get to those, and hopefully you guys can share your top favorite 3 songs. You can have honorable mentions, and you can also put in your favorite Christmas song. I think I might do another one, maybe even next week, because probably wait a couple weeks and do favorite Christmas songs, or favorite Christmas shows and stuff like that. So, all right, you listened to me gab long enough, so let's bring in the peanut gallery, see what's going on with them.
The peanut gallery's on the run. We got the comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west, peanut gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near, man, we're glad you're here.
All right, and we certainly are glad you're here. Thank you once again for taking time out of your day, your weekend, to join us here on CBM. Always appreciate it. Thanks, guys and gals. So let's see. Oh, we know who's going to come up first. So hold on, got to play his intro.
All the way from a sunny South Texas town comes the man who makes the magic sound, writing songs for the young and the old, sharing all those songs brave and bold. Easy comic reader, you pave the way, writing songs to sing every Saturday. We thank you for the song you've given us today. Yeah, we thank you for the cool comic song of the day. Thank you, Easy, for your cool comic song of the day. Thanks, Easy.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Easy. And thank you. Easy was our guest last week. And thank you so much for that, Easy. Appreciate it. He got to sing one of his own creations live right here. So a lot of fun. Let's see what he's got for us today here. He says, good morning, everyone, to the tune of Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. And I've been practicing this morning. So I think I got it. I think I got this one. I think I got it. We're going to give it a try. All right. Boom. Hey, where did they go? Days when new comics came. Our heroes we followed. All those cool names. Squeaking and a twirling. Hey, hey. Searching and a scanning. At the store down the block with our hearts a thumping, turning you the spinner rack. You, oh, spinner rack. There we go. That's it. That's all. It don't get any better than that one. So for me, I mean, my singing, it don't get any better. So thank you so much, Easy, for another comic styling hit song for us right here. Appreciate it as always. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much. Cool beans. All right. Well, next up, we got Anthony Purdue. Where I got to find the thing here. There we go.
Anthony Perdue is here again.
Hooray!
With another great story ready to begin.
Oh yeah!
He'll take us back to when he was a kid and how comics were involved in things he did. So Anthony, please share another memory. We love to hear your tales of long ago and live our childhoods over through your story with comic books from the past that we all know. We love 'em.
That's right. We got Anthony Perdue and his comic story of the week. So let's see what he's got to say today. Whoops. How about we bring the cursor down here where it's supposed to be? All right. Here we go. Good morning, Peanut Peers. My 8th grade friends and I made a 5-minute kind of superhero movie as a class assignment. I love it already. He says, Tony Chavez, Charlie, and I were the comic book guys. Mike had one of the movie cameras from the classroom he and Tony were in. Did I click on that? Yeah. There we go. All right. The students were given 5 minutes to make a film that would be shown during lunchtime the next day. See, I would have loved to have an assignment like that in school. That would have been so cool. Anthony says, each of us comic book guys brought a couple of books to use in the film. The 3 of us comic book guys would be sitting around a table. Each of us would choose a superpower that we would have. I like it. And he says, then we stood up and did the comic book oath of heroism by putting our hands out in unison like the Fantastic Four and the Challengers of the Unknown. He says everyone had a great time making the class film and watching it on screen in the classroom during the lunchtime. Every film we watched was enjoyable. Oh, I bet it was. I bet that was a lot of fun. And he says, Teddy says hi to all his friends, and we'll catch the replay. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much, Anthony. That's a wonderful story, man. Thank you so much. That would have been cool to do. I wish I'd have had something like that in our school to do. They did have an AV class, an audio video class, and I never got to take a class in it. I wanted to. I remember one year I went to sign up, and they have you in the gym with all the different teachers, and so you go to the ones and sign up for what class you want. And I guess I just missed making the class for that year, and then I just didn't go back and try again. I wished I had, because I think that would have been so much fun, So, but I opted to go into like the computer studies class, and we were just barely starting that out. We used to record our stuff for the computer class on cassette music, cassette players for your little tape recorder. That's how ancient that was. So, but thank you very much, Anthony, once again. Appreciate your story as always. Thank you. And say hi to Teddy. Give him some treats. So, all right. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh, we know who's coming up next. Oh, you just hold right on.
Since the day that she came to CBM, fantastic things keep happening. There really is wisdom in the things she says, and yes, we all appreciate what she brings to the show. She is our Lady Mariah.
That's right. She's the Baroness of the Blue Wrench. She's the one who keeps the show rolling and keeps me in line and helps save me every time. And I appreciate it greatly. So thank you so much for being here once again, Maranya, and keeping the show going. Last week, man, I got to say, last week's show, and I talked to her about it or texted, wrote back and forth with her about it and talked with Shannon, and that was one of the smoothest shows right there last week. And I can believe we had 3 rounds of comics for 3 people. That's a first for us. So that was awesome. So thank you again, Maranya, for keeping things in line for us. Let's see what she has to say today. She says, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Lady M's Comic Book Memories. Today's episode, live action children's programs. Ooh, I already cheated. I looked at some of these, so I'm anxious to read these. She says, my first memory of children's programming was the local Bozo program on Channel 20 from Washington, D.C. I remember games with kids from the studio audience, along with Larry Harmon animated Bozo. Yes, Larry Harmon, baby. Larry Harmon Bozo cartoons. Dick Dizell, I think I pronounced that right, was our Bozo. He also played Captain 20, the host of our local children's program weekday mornings and afternoons, as well as Count Gore Duvall and the host of horror movies. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I missed shows like that, live shows that were aimed at kids. And to have fun and just, forget about everything for a while and just have fun, watch cartoons, play along with trivia or watch the kids try to win prizes and stuff. I miss those shows. I don't know of any now that do that. There might be that one on Me TV that does like tunes, Me Tunes or something like that. I think he does like a live action thing with a fish puppet or something like that. That might be the only one. It's the only one that I know of going on today. But Maranya's going to bring up some great ones here. So she continues saying, I vaguely recall Romper Rome. Okay. I got a problem. Romper Rome and the Magic Mirror. Yeah. This guy, I'd tune into Romper Room. Yeah, I wanted to see. I want to be hanging out with the cool kids watching the show. And then she pulls up that magic mirror. And then, hi, Billy. Hi, Joni. Hi, Sam. Hi, Willie. Not once was there a hi, Rodney. Not once did and I watched it religiously. Not once was there a hi, Rodney. I'm like, what is wrong with her mirror? Do they not get to see up here in New Hampshire where I was living at the time? I'm like, what is going on? You're killing me there. Who was our I can't remember the lady's name now. Miss Jane. I think it was Miss Jane. But anyway, all right. Ranting done. I vaguely recall Romper Room and the Magic Mirror. My clearer memory of that time was Captain Kangaroo. Yes, ma'am. And Mr. Green Jeans and the Moose and Mr. Squirrel and Tom Terrific and his mighty dog Manfred. Absolutely. That was on my appointment television every morning when I wasn't going to school. And she says, Emmett Kelly appeared on the show in his classic hobo clown makeup and would do segments like sweeping up in a spotlight. Yeah. The Banana Splits. Oh, yeah. The Banana Splits were a fond memory for me. My favorites of the character were Bingo and Drooper. The slapstick comedy of their segments reminded me of the Three Stooges. Yes, I agree with that. I just love the Banana Splits. I love the song. It was neat. It was, at the time, it was like, I guess a appropriate term would be, it was groovy, man. It was groovy to be a kid watching the Banana Splits. watching their cartoons that they used to have in their segments. Like they had the Arabian Nights. I think they had the Three Musketeers. That it was actually four because they had D'Artagnan and somebody else. There was another one, the Arabian Nights, Three Musketeers. They had Danger Island. Jungle. I loved that show. I think there was another one that I can't remember. It was another cartoon, but so absolutely. Banana Splits every afternoon. I think it was 3:00 on channel 38. No, channel 56 out of Boston. She says, I actually preferred the segments with Fleagle, Bingo, Drooper, and Snort to the other parts of the show. Yeah, well, I can understand that because they were entertaining. They were fun. It really was fun. Little funny segments. She says, Sid and Marty Krofft programs aired on Saturdays on our local NBC station. I recall watching the following programs: HR, Puffin Stuff, He's Your Friend When Things Get Rough, and The Bugaloos. They're in the air and everywhere, flying high, flying high. I remember those. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. Now that one I can't remember the song to, but and then Land of the Lost. Yeah, Land of the Lost was notable for crediting Wesley Ewer as just Wesley. He was also on Days of Our Lives at the time. I did not know that. And did the single name billing on as a publicity stunt. Oh, I did not know he was on a soap opera. Wow, cool. See, I learn things every day, every week. She also says, I don't recall watching Lidsville. Oh, come on, you didn't watch Lidsville? Oh, she says, I encountered Charles Nelson Riley instead on Match Game. Okay, I used to love Match Game with Gene Rayburn. Loved that show. And Uncle Croc's Block. I vaguely remember Uncle Croc's Block. It didn't only last like one season, I think. Which aired on our local ABC station on Sunday mornings. See, I remember it on Saturday mornings, but I think it only lasted one season. I don't think it was around too long. She says, I remember the live action Electra Woman and Dinah Girl segments being part of that show. It was actually part of the Kraft Super Show. Yes, along with, what was it, Bigfoot and... Oh, I had it and I lost it. Bigfoot and I don't know, Furry Boy or something like that. It was also, what was the other one? There was one about a doctor something. I can't. Dr. Shrinker, was that it? And there was another segment and I can't remember. It's something to do with a car. It was like a real life Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch type of thing, if I remember correctly. So great memories. Sunday mornings also had Wonderama with Bob McAllister. It had games with the children in the studio audience as well as lots of Warner Brothers cartoons. That name sounds familiar, Bob McAllister. That name sounds familiar, and I do vaguely, very vaguely remember Wonderama. So, oh man, great memories, Maranya. Great memories. She says his song, Kids Are People Too, is still a fond memory. I don't remember the song. But I'm gonna have to look that up on YouTube. I'm sure they've got a clip of it somewhere. She also says, my last encounter with children's programming that I recall was The Electric Company. The Electric Company. I watched that show mainly for the Spider-Man Spidey Story segment. Yep. We used to watch it at least once a week in classroom. I remember 5th grade. I was in 5th grade when that show started. And I remember we watched Sesame Street and Electric Company. Sesame Street had a Superman cartoon segment where he would, it was actually looked like stolen footage from the New Adventures of Superman, and he'd be same voice and everything, and his S would light up because he'd be telling you words that begin with S and stuff like that. And then I remember the electric company for the same thing, Maranya. Spider-Man Spidey stories. Absolutely. I just wish they'd have let him talk and had some of his villains. So, like a live action thing, that would have been cool, So she also says, thank you for listening to today's edition of Lady M's Comic Book Memories. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program on WSAN 75, the home of comic book memories already in progress. Thank you so much, Maranya. Great memories right there. Great memories right there. Brought back a lot of memories for me. So very cool. Thank you so much. And I want to play the I'm going to play now because it was Maranya's idea to begin with, and we got some sad news that one of the Legion of Peanut Pets is no longer with us, and so she came up with the idea of not only do we have the Legion of Peanut Pets, but we have the Heavenly Legion of Peanut Pets to recognize those who may have passed on or who might pass on in the future, and they will still be recognized. So I got worked on that this week. I got that put together, so I'm hoping you guys like it. And I'm going to play that now. So hold on, let me get that down, and let me add that. There we go. So there you go. We send our condolences, thoughts, and prayers out to Trusty Sidekick and his family, and the rest of his furry friends. So I don't know what else to say about that. It's hard when you lose a pet. If you are of the same mind as me and my family, we've always never had pets. We've had family members, and and they truly are family members. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Trusty Sidekick and his family on the passing of Cookie Dough Sidekick. So, all righty. Okay, let's go back to the peanut gallery. Let's see what else is going on. We got Gratu Orlov. How you doing this morning, Gratu? Thanks for joining us again. I hope you caught the beginning of the show where I talked about my cataract surgery. I know you had said you wanted to be kept informed too because you've got it coming up. Like I said, it started out kind of scary after I had the surgery, but I followed doctor's eye drops prescription and whatnot. And man, after 4 days, 3 days, after 3 days, my eye cleared up, and man, I am thrilled. I am so psyched. I can look around and I have a sharpness that I haven't had for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. So hopefully all goes well for your cataract surgery as well, and you have the same success that I've had so far. I go in for my second one this coming Monday, so that hopefully will be a much easier process. It's a different lens going to go in this year. This lens was there's like 3 grades of lenses. This was the first grade of lenses, although I originally was going to put 2 lenses, the second grade, which are called toric lenses. I was going to put those in, but the eye doctor said that this one didn't have the astigmatism and that it would work better with the first group of lens. So I said, okay, well, he knows what he's doing. So and so far I'm happy. I am thrilled, man. You don't know what it's like to be able to look at the TV screen and be able to read the words, properly, and not guessing half the time of what's said, or what's written. So absolutely, wish you the best of luck on yours when you get to it. I think it's next month, you said. So keep us informed on how yours goes as well, Gratu. And thank you so much for hanging out with us again in the Peanut Gallery. Thank you so much, man. And I Am One of Us is with us. How you doing? I Am One of Us. Cool beans. He says, hello, good morning, Rod, Shannon, ECR, and all the Peanut Gallery. And a good morning to you, sir. Hope your weekend's going well so far. Thanks for spending part of it with us today. We're going to show some comics. I got some Marvel superheroes to continue showing. I got Daredevil. I got Aquaman. I got Deathlock the Demolisher. I got a mixed bag of stuff right there. So plus some DC down here and some oddball stuff right here. So we got all kinds of books to show today. So I'm sure Maranya's going to keep me in line. So great to have you with us. I Am One of Us. Eric K, how you doing, Eric? Eric just shared a text with me and Shannon yesterday. He got some new books in, a couple of Bronze Age Justice Leagues and a Bronze Age Superman. And he says he's got more coming. So I'm anxious to see what else he's got coming. So great to have you with us, Eric. Thank you so much for hanging out with us once again, my friend. And Maranya says, good morning to everyone in the Peanut Gallery. Yes, yes, yes. Scotty Z70 is here. He says, sorry, last week I was at the flea market. Got some great stuff. Check the videos out. Comics and more. Today, it's drizzling. Today, it is, I think I checked, and it is whopping, whoo-hoo, sizzling, 32 degrees here. Woo! Yeah. 32. We're at freezing, folks. And as you can see, I had to pull out my my beanie hat here to keep my ears warm down here. So I've got the sweatshirts going. I've got the insulated shirt. I've even got one of my Superstar Billy Graham psychedelic t-shirts going, and my psychedelic Santa's Village parka to keep me warm in here. So great to have you with us once again, Scotty. Thank you so much, man. I'm sure the stream went faster without my comments clocking it up. And Scotty says that Ghost Rider, I found a 12-inch Ghost Rider in storage. Glad I did. It was going to sell at the at. It was a box. I still don't want the at. Cool. And Jason Nutter, how you doing, Jason? How you doing, buddy? He says, good morning to the Silver Age Doc and Lady Maranya and whatever nut you identify as today. Scotty says, congrats on the cataract surgery. Now those cats won't sneak up on you. You got it. You got it. My cats can't sneak up on me no more. Maranya says, today I testify. Today I identify as peanut brittle and almond caramel clusters. Oh, that doesn't sound good, Jason. both of which I found at Ollie's. I got to get back up to Ollie's. Man, I've only been there once, and it was when they during their grand opening, and it's about 30 minutes away from us. And actually, my mom wanted to go up there too. I might grab her and take her up there at some point. She wants to see what all the fuss is about, and I want to see what they got for comics available out there. Plus, I like looking at all the little gadgets, like household gadgets or stuff like that you can get at places like that. So I'll have to get there, man. I'll have to get back up there. Jason says, but which Ghost Rider is it, Scotty? Uh-oh, they're gonna start right off. Scotty says, it came with the bike. I know it didn't. I didn't sell the bike. I love bikes. Nothing wrong with bikes. Had one throughout my childhood. Maranya says, good morning, Scotty, and the fantastic foursome of felines. And Jason says, I tell Peanut Brittle is a Jay Garrick favorite. Maranya, there you go. Scotty says, Toy Biz, it's a video of shorts that'll drop today. Cool beans. So if you get a chance, check out Scotty's channel today for some new videos. So he says, loads of shed treasure videos coming out today. Cool beans. Good job, Scotty. Good. And Jason says, the TV guide. Showing your age, good doctor. Yeah, I know. Because I couldn't think of what the term is. But it's actually the channel guide with the channel listings. So, but I could read it. You don't know. There was tears in my other eye. Because I couldn't believe that I could read it. It's been a long time, man. So I am so psyched. Bring on the next one. And Maranya says, congrats on getting the surgery, Rod. Well, thank you so much, Maranya. Appreciate that. More than you know, man. I'm just so psyched, man. I am amped today. So Jason says, Left Eye, new rap name for Rod. Left Eye. That's it. Left Eye Knowles. Scotty says, TLC. There you go. Oh, your cats are fixed. I don't think you want that. No. Jason, can you see that Wally West is the best Flash? Not yet. That's still very foggy. Not yet. No. Never. Jokes aside, glad you had no pain, my friend. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that, buddy. Awesome. Yeah, I recommend it to anybody now, I'm psyched, but I'll tell you what I think made the difference for me was when the doctor prescribed the prednisone drops. So, because that really seemed to amp things up a lot. So, maybe because prednisone, I believe, is a steroid. So it works really good. At least that's been my experience so far. So, take that for what it is. But I'm happy with the success so far. And man, if it improves even more, I mean, this is only the day 5. So I'm hoping that it's even going to get better. I still have a little fuzziness around lights, although that I'm looking at the Klieg light up there, and it does not have nearly the halo effect around it that I used to see. So I'm hoping this will allow me to drive at night, if I need to, because that was all. I haven't been able to drive at night for longer than 2 years. So cool beans. So thank you, Jason. Easy Comic Reader. Hey, man. Great to have you with us, sir. He says, good to hear your peepers are perking up, he says. Yes, sir. Yes, you got it. I am so thrilled. Thank you so much, man. Yes. I am on cloud 9 this morning. So glad to be here with you guys. Have some fun like we always do. We're just missing our brother Shannon. I wish he could be here today with us during the celebration too. But you never know. He might pop in later on. So stay tuned. The Jackson Roy Kirk. How you doing, Jackson? Great to have you with us once again, my friend. He says, good morning, folks, and a good morning to you, sir. Appreciate you hanging out with us yet once again on a Saturday. Hope everything's going well. Scotty says, my least favorite song, You're So Vain, because the song, I'm looking at it, and even with my good eyes now, it looked like it was 15. The song 15 about them. The song is about them. Yeah, but you forgot. It's not your least favorite song, Scotty. We want to know your 3 favorite songs. 3 favorite songs. But I understand because they denied it for so long, and everybody pretty much knows. You know, we all know the truth. We know the truth. Jason says, Rod's favorite song? Tomorrow. Well, like I said, you know, the 3 songs that I have chosen today is just a snapshot of the moment. As soon as I place my Spotify in the car, I'll pick another favorite song or another 3 or dozen, whatever. But Tomorrow is definitely up there. I do love the Muppets version, but I'm accustomed to the Kingston Trios version, and I love it. It's a great song. If nobody's listened to it, if nobody's listened to it, you can listen to it on. I believe it's on YouTube, the Kingston Trio. If not, it's certainly on Spotify because I have it on that, and it's a lovely play on words about a town named Morrow, and a guy is trying to get tomorrow today. Get it? Missing Mars, Double M. How you doing, man? Thanks for hanging out with us again, my friend. He says, good morning, fellow comic book nerds, and good morning to you. Hope your weekend's going good so far. Cool beans. Higgy Pop. Higgy Pop is in the house. He says, hey, Hot Rod. Higgy just posted a new video this morning, just before I went on the air. I saw it come through. He sent me a text on it. So I'll be checking that out today, Higgy. So looking forward to it. It's called Outlaw Higgy. I'm anxious to see what kind of outlaw we dealing with here. We want to know. Great to have you with us, Higgy. The Jackson Rourke says, God bless Rod. I had eye problems since birth. Oh, no. Had a checkup this week, and things are stable. Oh, well, you're in my prayers, Jackson. Hopefully everything stays stable. Stable. Now I can't talk. I better have a doctor do some surgery on my mouth. Probably stitch it shut. That would make a lot of people happy, I'm sure. So thank you so much, Jackson. I appreciate that. If you don't mind elaborating, what kind of problems did you have? If you don't want to, expose or whatever on live stream, I understand that too. So, but I'm just glad that you said things are stable. So hopefully they stay that way for a long, long time, my friend. And you can't have Jackson without the professor showing up. Cool beans. How you doing, Eric? Mr. Eric Breen, the professor himself. Great to have you with us as always. Love it. The problem with eye problems is you don't see them coming. I see what you did there. Absolutely. I mean, there is, I appreciate the humor and everything, but there is truth to that. Because you don't notice, because it's a gradual decline. At least mine was a gradual decline. And then one day you wake up and you go, what the devil? Why can't I see anymore? Type of thing. And so I've been waiting. We've been trying to get this surgery done for almost a year now. It seems like. So, cool beans. Eric, thank you so much for joining us, man. I gotta get a phone call to you, man. I miss talking with you about wrestling and comics and just life in general. Sometimes we talk about. So I gotta hit you up for a phone call soon, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. The Jackson Rourke says, when the basketball hits you in the face, then you know. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, that would definitely alert you to some visual problems. And Miranda says, "Good morning, Jackson, Double M, and Ludwig, Higgy Pop, and Hawk Dog, and Eric, and Lady Coco Lump Bottom." The I got that's one of the best names. I say it every time probably, but that's one of the best names I've ever heard for a pet. I just love it. Lady, because it sounds so elegant. You know, I picture like I know it's not, but I picture like a Persian cat, you know, blue eyes, white, long fur, you know, just very prim and proper. Lady Coco Lump Bottom. Eric also says, "I've been hit in the eye with a line drive." Ah, how? Yes, you know. Ouch, dude. A line drive? Ah, no. Ooh. I've come close when I was playing softball in the men's leagues. Uh, no. No, thank you. I've been hit other places, but not in the face. Don't hit the face. Don't hit the face. So, yes, you know, he says, "Oh, man. Well, hopefully that didn't leave any lasting damage or anything, Eric." Holy cow. Was it a baseball? Were you in a game? Were you at a ballpark and you got a foul ball in the head or something? Let me know. I'm curious to know the story. And Jackson says, "Ouch." Yeah, absolutely. That's a big ouch right there. A line drive to the face? No, thank you. No, thank you. I can do without that. Easy Comic Rita says, "Beautiful job, brother." Oh, well, thank you so much, Easy. You are too kind, man. And thank you. Another wonderful hit going on the record albums. I think we're up to number 35 now. So just full of hits. Thank you once again. And thank you again for helping us out last week for the show too. So thank you, man. The Jackson Rockert says the comic book music library grows. Exactly. Eric says, "I like the top 3 songs idea. Mine are Jack Ruby by Camper Van Beethoven." Now, see, I'm not familiar with it. I might know it, but I don't recognize it by the title. By Camper Van Beethoven. I don't need Van Beethoven. Is that anything to do with Beethoven? You know, so I don't know. Rosalita by Bruce Springsteen. I think I know that one. And Fear and Whiskey by the Mekons. I've never heard of the Mekons. Therefore, I've never heard of Fear and Whiskey. But see, this is another reason why I like doing this, is because you guys come up with stuff like this that I've never experienced. And I'm going to check some of these out here and see, because it could be something that I'm missing out on and I really enjoy. If you saw what I have on my Spotify list, I wrote some down. Okay. I wrote some down. I just in order. Okay. That I wrote down. We'll say, I think it's probably 15 artists. So this is who I have on my Spotify list. Just one of my Spotify lists, because I have about 10 Spotify lists. This is my Dr. Silver Age faves. It says, but it's really just another group of songs that I love. Johnny Cash, Statler Brothers, Kingston Trio, the Monkees. Got to have the Monkees on the list. Come on. Bobby Sherman. Loved Bobby Sherman. Always wanted his hair. Never had it. Barry Manilow. Bobby Goldsboro. His song Honey. Man, I can't listen to that song without having a box of Kleenex next to me. I mean, that's one of those songs. I'm gonna at some point do a thing of the top 3 songs that make you cry, you know, because that one does it every time. Honey by Bobby Goldsboro. The Irish Rovers. I love the Irish Rovers. Partridge Family. Yeah, I love the Partridge Family. I like the music. I don't care who really did the stuff. I just like it. I got. There we go. You know, the Partridge Family. Yeah, I love the Partridge Family. That's right. I said it. I said it out loud. I said it live. I love the Partridge Family. This is gonna really shock the Brady Kids. I love the Brady Kids. The little album they put out there because it holds special memories. I remember those songs, singing those songs when they come out on the TV show, when they did the TV show stuff. So yeah, I have the Brady Kids on my Spotify list. Beach Boys, love the Beach Boys. Can't do without them. The Carpenters, Rick Springfield. Rick Springfield was my 80s guy. Throughout the 80s, I really, when he was big on General Hospital there, remember, I don't know if any of you ever watched that, but it was big when I was going to college. It was real big. Luke and Laura was the big storyline, and this guy, Rick Springfield, was a doctor on there, and he came out with the song Jesse's Girl, I believe. Jesse's Girl. I think that, man, I hope I don't screw that up because I played it enough. Jim Croce left us before his time. I love Jim Croce. Dan Fogelberg. I was introduced to Dan Fogelberg's music by my wife. She was a big Dan Fogelberg fan, and I had never heard of him. And now he's one of my favorite artists. Several different songs of his, the leader of the band. It's just, that's another one that'll make you cry, you know. So I thank my wife for that. Bay City Rollers, remember them? Mid-70s? Saturday night. Saturday. And the last one I wrote down here, the Royal Guardsmen. Some people may not even know about the Royal Guardsmen, but of course they did the famous Snoopy and the Red Baron song, you know. So that's just, and I went right straight down the list, just the first 15 on there. So cool beans. All right, we'll get back to talking here. Let's get back to the peanut gallery. Scotty says, Anthony has 8th grade friends. All my friends graduated long ago. Oh, no. And I am one of us, says, nice Van Morrison impersonation, Rod. Sounding good. You are too kind as well. I am one of us. I appreciate the kind words. So, no, that was a fun song. That hit. Love that. The Spinnerack. It's inspired me to write a song about the Spinnerack. So I'm working on that. Eric Breen, he's laughing. Yeah, he's laughing. I think he's laughing at I am one of us. His comment about trying to be nice to me. He's being more than kind to me. So I appreciate that. Oh, Scotty says teleportation or matter manipulation. I can never decide which power I'd want. Okie dokie. And Jason says my ex-in-laws are still in 8th grade. And Scotty says, because they failed several times. And Maranya says, I'd rather have teleportation myself as a superpower if the choice is between that and matter manipulation. I don't know which one I'd want. If I can teleport myself and somebody else or a group of people, then I might go with the teleportation, because then I could go places and I wouldn't have to drive there. I could just snap my fingers and me and my wife could be in Santa's Village, you know, or be in Disney World or at whatever pizza joint I want to go to. The Jackson Roykirk says, I'd say my third wife is still in 8th grade, but people already have enough bad ideas about me. Yes, you must be careful about what you put on the internet because it's always there. Scotty says, yes, but with matter manipulation, you could turn trash into buildings for the homeless. I'd turn my house into a literal castle and create better roads. Well, there you go, using it for the betterment of mankind. It doesn't get any better than that. Very altruistic, Scotty. Jason says, I take the matter manipulation. You can use it in more different ways. Okay. Yeah, matter manipulation. Is that like alchemy type of stuff? So you could take I could take this Partridge Family record and turn it into a gold album, right? That would be cool. You could turn things into gold. Call me King Midas. Rod Midas. So, the Jackson Rourke says, teleportation for me. Another one for teleportation. Yeah, because if I could go to places without driving there, I'd be a much happier person at this point in my life. Scotty says, last week's show was the best because I wasn't here. Wow, no, Scotty. No. Jason wasn't here either, and it wasn't because you guys weren't here. No. It was just the pacing of the show. Maranya kept right on us with the line. She drove the show last week, man, and we had 3 of us, and we got 3 rounds of comics in because of that. So that's why I'm saying, and it was cool to have Shannon back, and it was very cool to have ECR singing his own songs on there. So please do not think ill like that. No, because that was not the case. The Jackson Roykirk says, yep, last week was awesome. We were quiet in the chat. No, that's not what it's about. You guys are awesome. You guys are always awesome, man. You guys, how many times we say, you guys make the show. Without you, we're just sitting here flapping our gums. Yeah, we show a few paper books. Okay, well, there you go. No. We Shannon and I have had many discussions about this, about you guys, the Peanut Gallery, and what you bring to the show and how much you bring to the show. Excuse me. So never think ill about the Peanut Gallery ever your participation in this show. And Jason says, quiet? Why was there quiet? Loud. We need to be loud. Hulk voice. Scream opinions and thoughts. Scotty says, did anyone else have TV POW? It was a channel 36. It was on channel 36 and was a commercial time filler during the cartoons where people called in and they had a video game where the caller said POW to shoot UFOs. Nope. Scotty, what are your 3 favorite songs? Come on, we want to know the 3 favorite songs. Scotty says, it was a video game being used for the on-screen game. Okay. No, I'm not familiar with any of that. The Jackson Rourke says, we had Miss Linda for Romper Room. Yeah, I think ours was Miss Jane. I think. I'm pretty sure. And she never once said hi to Rodney. But I'm fine with it. I got over it. Jason says, sounds familiar, Scotty. I remember a lot of those fillers. They don't really have an independent channels anymore. I miss those. Doggone it. They've all become something else. Like Channel 38 used to be Channel 38. It was a UHF channel. Had a great lineup of shows. Not to mention the Red Sox and the Bruins games were on there as well, and stuff like that. And now it's Ion Network, something like that. Don't give me no Ion. Give me WSBK TV 38 out of Boston. Doggone it. I miss those UHF channels. Channel 56, Channel 27, Channel 38. Oh, all those channels, man. I when we first got cable and I first experienced all those independent channels, that was a whole new world to me opening up. It was just awesome. Because for at least a year or so, or 2, probably even more, All they were channel numbers and listings in a TV guide. Never knew what, got to see any of them because we didn't get cable until 72. And the first show I watched, oh man, I was standing there actually, and the cable man, who I would later go to work for in the company, he was there hooking up the cable, and I knew I was getting cable, and I knew that I was praying, get it done by 5 o'clock, man. Get it done by 5 o'clock. Why? Because 5 o'clock, I would get to see my first Adventures of Superman TV show. And I was waiting, man. He literally finished it up almost on the nose. And man, that was big to me. That was so huge that I got to see that Adventures of Superman, because I had never seen it before. Anywhere. I seen pictures in magazines and stuff, but I never got to see the show. So I didn't finish reading what you said. They really don't have independent channels anymore, so we don't get those small time gems. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Jason. And I wish they would be brought back. I wish they would do it. I don't know if they have them out elsewhere in the country, but up here in the Northeast, you know as well as I do, we don't get those anymore, man, and I miss them. I miss them. Scotty says, and I'm back. I can't understand why my internet goes off so many times a day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you have an internet problem, man. That stinks when you're trying to do something too. And hey, how you doing, Andrew? Triple P. Bad Andy. He says, greetings and salutations, Rod the Robust, Lady Maranya, and the Peanut Gang. Great to have you with us, Andrew. How your Saturday going? I hope it's doing well, my friend. Cool beans. Great to have you with us. Scott says, what was the show with live suited people like the hippo woman and the owl? New Zoo Review coming right at you. It's the New Zoo Review coming right at you. Yeah, I remember watching that with Charlie the owl, and I can't. Henrietta Hippo, and what was a third one? Freddie the Frog. I remember those. I remember when I was sick, or in the summertime, whenever we didn't go to school, and you get to watch all those TV shows that you missed. So, but Scotty, I still want to know your 3 favorite songs. Scotty says 70s show, hippo woman, an owl, and a few more. I had a coloring book about it. Yeah, New Zoo Review. The New Zoo Review. Maranya says, greetings and salutations, Triple P. I believe the show was New Zoo Review. You are correct. And Jackson, he's affirming it as well. He says, New Zoo Review. Yes, sir, Rebub. He was our favorite. And Scotty says, New Zoo Review sounds familiar. Yes, it is. All right. Days of Our Lives on TV. Days of Our Lives on the TV. Anytime I stayed homesick from school, my mom watched religiously. My mom watched a couple too. She watched like The Secret Storm, and she watched All My Children and General Hospital. I think those were the 3. The only one that I watched, only soap opera that I watched, bet you can't guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dark Shadows. Every day, 4 o'clock, man. If my mom didn't call me in to watch it, I'd be mad. I told you that story many times. Oh, did I not do it? Yeah, my mom watched religiously. Stefano de Mera became an early villain in my mind from Sick Days. And Miranda says, my mom watched Days of Our Lives. I think my mom watched Days of Our Lives too, because I think that was on at like noontime or 1 o'clock. So Another World and General Hospital. Yeah, General Hospital was on the schedule every day. Scotty says, I actually watched General Hospital in 5th grade. I remember when Laura died. Oh, she died? Oh, Luke and Laura, they were big back in like 1980. That was the huge storyline. So the Jackson Roykirk says, Days of Our Lives. Deidre Hall was one of my first crushes. Deidre Hall, yes, indeed. Absolutely. That's a good choice, Jackson. Good choice indeed. Maranya says she was Electra Woman. That's what I was thinking in my head, Maranya. Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. So, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Jason says, you are not alone, Jackson. Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. Scotty says, boing, boing. Love the electric company. Yeah. Electric company. The electric company. Absolutely. All right. Miranda's laid down the pause line. So let's get to showing some comics. I'm going to put back my little thing there. What time is it? 11. Okay, so 12 o'clock, I have to make sure I take my drops. Okay, what do you want to see first? What do I want to show? Let's see. Let's show some DC and a little bit of a couple other things here. So, okay. So first off, these first two books are put out by Moonstone. And you'll see immediately why I picked these up. So this is a retro cover. They're both retro covers. But this is Captain Action number 0. And Captain Action was one of my favorite toys as a kid, one of my top 3 toys. It was Captain Action, Major Matt Mason, and G.I. Joe. Excuse me, G.I. Joe. So here is issue 0. And here is an homage, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, to previous DC Captain Action issue. And this is number 1. Captain Action, man. You could turn into any superhero. Captain Action. Da, 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 da. So, all right. Now we're on to some DC. This is just a bunch of various different stuff. First issue special, number 3, features Metamorpho, the Element Man, one of my favorite second and third banana characters by DC. Can't get enough Metamorpho. Can't get enough Super Crisp. Super Sugar Crisp. And here's also another issue of first issue special, number 7, with another great character, the Creeper. I mean, this is so nice, you gotta have it twice. Doing the Metarog. Dun, 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 dun. And this next series of books, one of, if not my favorite story, comic book story, was Kingdom Come, done by Alex Ross was the artist. And was it Mark Waid that did the writing? I think it was Mark Waid. I'm not positive on that. I can't remember that. But anyway, after the 3-issue series come out, which was phenomenal, I loved all the little Easter eggs they put in there for us. Alex put in there for us. Great stuff, like the Creeper. Just showed the Creeper. The Creeper shows up in a bar scene, and he's looking pretty old and ragged. So he's like balding and stuff. It's just great stuff. Great. If you haven't read it, man, I highly recommend it. The Kingdom Come trilogy. But anyway, DC put out these books in relation to Kingdom Come. So this is Kingdom Come special called Superman, and it's a one-shot. And it is from 09. Look at that. I can read that little tiny print. January of 09. So anyway, great, cool Alex Ross cover. Look at that. Just so I whenever, I don't know if I got them all. I think I got them all. But if I don't, and I come across them, I'll pick it up, because I'm in love with the Kingdom Come story. Kingdom Come. Here is The Kingdom. I think this was the first thing they put out. I think it was after the Kingdom Come. And it's called The Kingdom, number 1, with Magog killing all the Supermen in alternate timelines and whatnot. And here is part 2 of that story with the trio going after him. This is a great cover. It's another one-shot. It's in relation to the Justice Society of America Kingdom Come special, The Kingdom. And look at this cover. Look at that. Everybody knows my favorite artist is Neil Adams. And I always thought there was Neil Adams. And after that was Jim Aparo for me. And then it's got to be Alex Ross. His art is so realistic. I'm fascinated by him. I watched a video once of how he does a drawing and stuff like that with photographs. I believe it was part of the Kingdom Come. He had a male model. I think it was a friend of his that was the inspiration, the visual inspiration for the older Superman, the JSA Superman. It's just incredible stuff. To have that kind of talent, I can't imagine. I can't imagine it. I've showed you guys my drawings and stuff like that. There ain't no talent there. There ain't no talent there. It might as well be drawing stick figures, But to have talent like Neil Adams and Jim Aparo, John Buscema, Joe Kubert, and of course Alex Ross, man. I mean, it's just, I can't imagine it. That must be such a gift to have. Here's another Justice Society of America Kingdom Come special. Here's another one-shot Superman. And I'm sure you could probably pick these up in like a dollar bin or something now. Here's another Justice Society of America related book, Kingdom Come special, one shot, Magog. I always want to say Magoo. I don't know why, but it's hard for me to say Magog. I want to say Magoo. Oh, Magoo, you've done it again. Come on, you all know the theme. Come along with me. All right, this is another one. The Kingdom, number 1 is I believe it's a one shot. Kid Flash, not the one you're thinking of. So just really good companion stories to go with the Kingdom Come story and stuff. So I don't know if maybe I'm the only one that likes it, but I found it fascinating. All right, and it's too bad Shannon was not here, because I'm sure he could tell me more about this than what I know. But it's the Commandy Challenge. So we got 12 issues. So there's the first one. There's number 2. I picked them all up in a group package. It was like $10. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. That's a neat cover. Number 6. Right? Yeah, I'm on target. Number 7. Number 8. This is a pretty dynamic cover. I really like this cover. This might be my favorite of the whole lot. This is number 8. Look at that cover. Oh, hey, hold on. Wait a minute. We've got a special guest coming on. There we go. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, how's it going?
Perfect timing. I'm showing.
I know. I just saw you flash that up or say, "Hey, that is on time."
Awesome, awesome. How you doing?
I'm working, man. Just not the way I want to spend my Saturday mornings, you know.
I
But,
know.
you know, you got to do what you got to do.
That's it. Got to pay the bills, man. Got to pay the bills.
You doing okay?
Doing all right. I don't know if you got to listen to any of it. The update on my eye surgery.
I did because while I was eating my lunch, I listened in and said it's getting better all the time, right?
Yeah, man. It was like that. You know, the first 3 days, it didn't look good, man, because it was literally a white fog, and I couldn't see anything. And I'm like, oh, don't tell me, wasted all that money for
Right.
nothing, you know. But then overnight, into Thursday morning, I woke up and it's like, I can see.
Drop the phone.
That's it. Earthquake.
Yeah,
So,
I'm glad you're doing a whole lot better, man. That's great.
Yeah, I'm psyched. I am so jazzed this morning because I can read the chat without guessing half the words.
There you go. Good deal.
But
so what kind of comics you showing besides Commandy?
well, I got this has been the first round. I showed like a Moonstone
cool.
Captain Action. Got a couple of those. Then I showed first issue special, a couple of those, and then a bunch of the Kingdom Come one shots.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about how Kingdom Come is probably my favorite comic book story. I love the artwork. I loved all the little Easter eggs that were in there for us, you know, and I love the story itself, you know. So I really like. So when those came out, I tried to pick all of those up because they're just adding to the story.
Yeah, I enjoyed all of that. I mean, you know, it's up there in my top 5. I gotta say, you know, storylines and all that. But yeah, I got a bunch of new stuff. Well, I told you I was getting a lot of those DC Finest trades.
Yeah.
So I got the last 3 I had of those. There were like 2 of them that reprinted like early JSA stories, and like they're a bigger format than like a regular comic. And then I got the Spectre one in. That was great because it has like all 10, and then, you know, like you get a lot of these trades and it'll like feature like the lead story, but it won't do the backup feature. Well, in these, it shows the cover and then it shows all the stories in that comic book. So like all the sci-fi stuff, it'll show like all the both stories and Strange Adventures, and got the Bronze Age horror, has like the first few issues of Witching Hour, and but the Spectre is really cool. It's got like the first 10 issues of that. It's got all the Adventure Comics run. It's got some of the later stuff. It's got the appearances he had in Ghosts. And it's awesome, man. I just can't wait. You know, I was like, that's bedside reading right there. There's like a stack like this. So, you know, and like I say, I've got most of the originals of that, but that's another one of those things. Like when I get ready to sell the collection, okay, these are going to be on the shelf, and I can just read them whenever I want to. You know, so. Yeah. Good stuff. And then I told you I hit the comic shop last Sunday. You know, got a big pile of $1 and $2 books, but I didn't have any room in my backpack to bring anything with me. So I'll probably be doing a video or 2 this weekend just showing that. And I've got an AOK from our buddy Eric K that I've been wanting to do since, you know, it's still in the package. Just haven't had time, you know. Life intrudes and all that. We're not intrudes.
I know the feeling, man.
Anyway, man, I'm gonna get off here. I just want to say hey and hello everybody in the chat in the Peanut Gallery. Hope you guys are doing well, and hopefully next Saturday we'll be back and, you know, either be in the comic room or the living room, you know, depending on where I'm at. And
cool
we'll catch you guys then. All right.
Awesome.
See you,
thanks for stopping by, Shannon.
Yeah.
Take care, brother.
We'll see you.
All righty. Awesome. All right. Cool beans. That was awesome. Nice little surprise. Huh? I told you. It might be a chance. So awesome. Cool beans. All right. I got just a few more to show, and then we'll get back to the peanut gallery, see what you guys are doing. Here's that number 8, which is like I said, I think that's probably my favorite cover of this series. So and it's only like I think a 12-run series. Yeah, it's 12 issues. So well, that one. Here's number 9. And number 10. That almost looks like an homage to one of the Swamp Things books or appearances in the House of Mystery, I think. Not House of Mystery, House of Secrets, was it? And number 11. And the final one, number 12. We've solved it. Have you? So there we go. If you're a Commandy fan, there you go. You need to pick those up. So, all right. We'll put you right down here. Stay put. All right. Let's get back to the peanut gallery. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Thank you so much for the line. As always, Maranya, keeping me in line. Scotty says, loved Electro Woman and Dyna Girl. Who didn't? You know, who didn't? That was a highlight. And Andrew says, one of my favorites from PBS was The Joy of Painting. I have never painted on canvas in my life, but listening to Bob Ross's soothing voice as he made a masterpiece live and in the one take was bliss. Yes, it was wonderful. We're just a little bit here, a little bit there. And you see how it looks now? That's my best Bob Ross. Rob Scotty says the retro computer guy is my Bob Ross. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, "Ooh, this got dark." Oh, was that the for the Legion of Heavenly Pets? Heavenly Legion of Pets. Easy Comic Rita says, "Trusty, yes." Yes, we send our thoughts and prayers to Trusty and his family for Cookie Dough, which is one of the best names I've heard for an animal, a pet. You know, I love that, Cookie Dough. I wish I'd have thought of that because I'd have named one. I'd have named my George, George is my buddy. Domino is my wife's buddy. Domino just tolerates me. Like he'll go when my wife goes in and goes to bed, like if she goes to bed before I do, and then I come in later on, he's always sleeping on my side of the bed, kind of by the pillow and everything, as if he's like, he's the king of the castle, and I'll try to move him, gently, and he'll be doing he's not going to help me move. He's just like there, dead weight, sandbagging it for me, and he's like, meow, like, hey, knock it off, man. This is I'm king of the castle, crazy. But I would have named George, my buddy who snuggles up with me every day. I would have named him Cookie Dough. That's a great name. That is a great name. Scotty says, sorry, the 8-bit guy. I'm still lost. He hasn't made many videos lately, but it's like Bob Ross, but with computers. Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. I'll have to check it out. The Jackson Marker says, I know how that feels. I lost Max back in 1991 and still miss that little shepherd. When they become family members, it's tough. we had a dog named Buffy, and she was a part Malamute Husky, part German Shepherd. And I swear to God that dog knew what we were saying. She understood us. She would my mom we had a large backyard. My grandfather owned a lot of land, wooded land and stuff like that. So we had a kingdom to play in, you know. Well, if we were out playing in the woods, Ma would, something get close to something. She'd tell her go out and get the boys, and sure enough, she would come find us. And if she was finding us, we knew it was time to go back, go back to the house, So it's just little things like that. She knew, man. So yeah, and we've had other dogs in the family since, but Buffy, man, she was special. She was special. So I agree with you, Jackson. It's hard once you get attached to these wonderful wonderful critters. So I know that sounds weird, wonderful critters, but furry friends, wonderful furry friends. How's that? Jason says, PBS, do you mean Doctor Who episodes or Mr. Rogers on Sesame Street? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's directed to me, Jason, or what, but I don't understand the reference. It's just me. It's just me. So I never watched Doctor Who, only a couple of episodes. I never really got into it for some reason. Mr. Rogers, I used to love the opening credits of Mr. Rogers when they take you through the streets of that mocked up Matchbox Hot Wheels city. I always thought that was cool. And as a result of that, when we got older, my wife and I bought Department 56 Snow Village buildings, ceramic buildings that have lights in them and stuff like that. And we bought all kinds of things. And to me, I was rebuilding those days of watching Mr. Rogers in that opening sequence. Of course, I love the land of make-believe. Get on the trolley and go through and get in to see King Friday and, not Charlie the Owl, but who was it, X-Owl or something like that. And Lady Lady Haberdine or something like that was in charge of the museum, and she was a grabby old lady type of thing. So Marina says, I lost my childhood dog, Fluffy, back in 1983 and still miss that grumpy little ball of fluff. Understood, man. They just, because when those pets and family members, there's no pretense with them. There's no ulterior motives with them. There's nothing but innocence and true love coming from them. That sounded corny. I don't care. But I mean, when a pet loves you and they display that, that's true. That's real, man. They just love you. They honestly just love you. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you guys saw George, the way he'd come right up and snuggle right up on man, it's just, it's such a great feeling. It's very reminiscent of me holding my kids when they were babies like that, Same love, man. Miranda says, PBS had a lot of great shows back in the day. I liked watching Jeff Smith and Justin Wilson cooking along with a few others. They were pre-Food Network shows. Yeah. I remember Julia Child, The Jackson Roar Cooks is now have Eric as a now have Eric as a grumpy ball of fluff now. Miranda, oh my gosh. Hey, Higgy Pop says hello to all the peanuts. Hey, Higgy. Hope your Saturday's going well, my friend. Don't forget to check out Higgy's new video he just posted this morning. Outlaw Higgy. Anxious to see it. Higgy says, Brother Jackson. Miranda says, ha! He's not so grumpy ever since Lady Coco Lumpbottom has entered his life, Jackson. Yeah, don't friendly furry family members do that to you? They take the edge off you, right? Come on. They do. We're all suckers. Come on. Jason says, hello, hi, howdy, Higgy Pop. And V. Jackson Roarkirk says, Higgy. And Higgy Pop, he's responded, Lady Miranda, comics at your feet. And Andrew says, good morning, Higgy. I hope you have a wonderful Hawkman day. There you go. And Miranda says, Higgy Pop. That song still makes me smile and cry happy tears. Love it. Scotty says, 32, I woke up to 64 degrees, but drizzling is keeping the weather down. It was 77 yesterday. You're just rubbing it in now, Scotty. You're just rubbing it in. Brian says, Rod wants to be here. It's 75 degrees. Absolutely. I would love to be anywhere where it's 75 degrees right now. No idea what it was yesterday when I went out for my procedures, but it started chilly and warmed up a bit by the time I got there. Yeah, it will warm up today, but it'll probably only get up to like the 40s, maybe the low 40s. So we've had to start the wood stove a little more and more as each week passes here. So Jason says, I'm like 2 towns over from Rod, so we've got freezing weather here too. Yeah. That was an eye-opener this morning. 32 degrees. Come on, man. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. We can't be having those kind of temperatures. What are you doing? Scotty says, age, they don't still make TV Guide. We never bought it unless it had something cool on the cover. We did get the C-band satellite guide every month. That thing was the size of a phone book. No, we got the TV Guide every week. Every Wednesday night was grocery night. I was in charge of picking up the TV Guide at the register because they were always there at the register. And man, I couldn't wait to fulfill my duties as the elder son and TV Guide duties. Miranda says, we never bought the TV Guide growing up. We used the little pamphlet that was printed in the Sunday newspaper as our TV Guide. Yeah, we used to get those as well. Sometimes those would have really cool articles in them about TV shows. And my dad got a newspaper every day of the week. Every day of the week, I think he was alive, that he got a newspaper. He would read that thing cover to cover, man. And he kept up. He could tell you anything that was going on in the town and surrounding towns. Absolutely. And Jason says, with what we were talking about before, my mother always had a soap opera digest sitting on her counter as I was growing up. I remember seeing those. Yeah, those were at the register as well. The Jackson Roarkirk says, yes, the TV pamphlet and Sunday papers. Ours was called TV Focus. I can't remember what ours was called. I may even have one somewhere because that used to be. I used to read those ones too. So Jason says, listen to Tomorrow. Why won't you just sing it? I think one song torture is enough for the peanut gallery in the audience that might watch this later on. I don't want to overstay my welcome or run people off. But I love the song. Scotty says, I can't check the song out today. Maybe tomorrow. There you go. Well played, Scotty. Well played, sir. And Scotty says, the Jackson Roarkirk, you've had eye problems since birth. Does that explain all the ex-wives? Oh, staying right out of there. And Jackson says, ha, could be. Miranda says, I believe ours was actually called TV Guide. How they got away with that, I have no idea. And Jason says, Scotty, when it comes to ex-wives, none of us see the red flags. Uh-oh. And the Jackson Roarkirk says, I think I'll get a Dalmatian and name him Spotify. And Maranya likes that as well. Absolutely. Why not? Why not, Jackson? Jason says, Judge Harold T. Stone. Yes, Harold T. Stone from Night Court said, never listen to Barry Manilow. Listen to Mel Torme. I know Mel Torme. I've heard some of his stuff. But I liked Barry Manilow. In the 6th grade, grew up listening to Barry Manilow. What was it? Mandy. That was a biggie in 6th grade. Mandy. So, but he had a lot of good hits, and he was much maligned throughout the 70s. Picked on, like I did, and call him Barry Manglenose, and stuff like that. But I truly like his music. I really do like his music. He had a lot of great things, Fall in New England and stuff like this stuff that you didn't get to hear on the radio a lot. So I am happily unapologetic for being a Barry Manilow fan. Eric K, he says, I'm not a big music guy and had to pick, and to pick just 3 is too difficult. Yeah, I know. And he said that said, Gratitude by Brandon Lake. I'm not familiar with the song or the artist. And Mary in the Morning by Elvis. Now, I'm curious about Mary in the Morning because it's an Elvis song, and I'm pretty familiar with Elvis's music. So I'm going to look up that one. But I want the Gratitude by Brandon Lake. I'll have to look that one up too. So cool beans. Thank you for putting your 2 cents in, Eric. I appreciate that. And we want to know what are your 3 favorite songs out there. Peanut Gallery, let us know. I'll give you my first one. Actually, I'm going down in order, so it'll be 3, 2, 1. My 3rd favorite song is a song, one of the first songs I remember hearing as a kid, and it just, every time I hear it, it just puts a smile on my face. And it's Sugar Sugar by the Archies. And whenever I remember sitting on that swing set out back, belting that song out, thinking I was the greatest thing since sliced bread, when it came to singing those songs. But yeah, Sugar Sugar was one of my favorite. That's my 3rd favorite song. So in a couple more, I'll give you my 2nd favorite one. I've even got some honorable mentions and whatnot. So don't be afraid to throw out all that stuff. We want to know what you guys think. So the Jackson Rocker says songs that make you cry. Anything that easy. Oh no, Jackson. He says anything that Easy Comic Reader sings. Oh no. Oh, I thought he did a wonderful job last week singing his own creation. I thought that was wonderful. Hey, Under the Collar MS, how you doing, sir? Great to have you with us. He says, good morning, everyone, and good morning to you. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday with us here, hanging out on CBM Saturday. So thank you so much. Eric K, he says, and then any song by Mark Cohn. And that is the artist my wife and I listened to as we dated and fell in love. See, that's what I like to, just like why do you collect that comic, or why do you have that comic in your collection? Why do you like that song? Because it had a special meaning to you, and stuff like that. I love those stories behind what people like when it comes to stuff like that. Like I just relayed mine. The Sugar Sugar, because it reminds me of my childhood. It's one of the first songs. The very first song I remember is El Paso, and then Tiger by the Tail by Buck Owens, and certainly Archie's right there for the first songs that I remember as a kid. Actually remembering the words and sing with them and stuff like that. So, all right. And Jason says, songs that make me cry, Little Texas, What Might Have Been. I'm not familiar with, I think I've heard of Little Texas, but I don't recognize the song title. So I'll have to listen to that one. I might know it. And the Jackson Roy Kirk, he's saying, hey to Kirby. Cool beans. Higgy Pop, he says, 3 songs that come to mind are Roger Whittaker. Oh, I love Roger Whittaker too. I don't believe in it in If Anymore. Very cool. Very cool. The Who, Young Man Blues. I'm not familiar so much with a lot of the Who stuff. I recognize the song, but I don't recognize the title. So, the Righteous Brothers. Oh yes, you lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. Yes, yes, yes. Cool beans, Higgy Pop. Man, see, I love hearing it. Love hearing what you guys like. Jason says, worry about what you put on the internet? You just admitted to liking the Partridge Family. I know. You know what? I'm at the age now, Jason, where I don't care. I don't care. I like what I like, doggone it, and I'm unapologetic about it. I love the Partridge Family. I love the Brady kids singing their song. You know, I what can I tell you? It puts a smile on my face. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, but I understand why you might make that comment, though. And the Jackson Rocker, he's laughing at Jason. Come on. Jason says, I was not here last week, and I took my daughter to a show called Twisted Tidings, which was a combination Halloween Christmas show in Sanford, Maine. I'm very familiar with Sanford, Maine, Rod. Oh, cool beans. So you have to let me know, how was the show? How was the show? Dun, dun, dun. Maranya says, good morning, Kyle, and let me kill myself. Another cool name. I love that. Let me kill myself. And the Jackson Roarkirk says, speaking of pause, he's putting the hint up. Well, Maranya's right there. Okay, we're going to show some more comics. Let's see. What do I want to show? I showed some DC stuff last time, so why don't we show some Marvel? Marvel. Okay, I'm going to show just a random stack of stuff that I came across when I'm actually making progress on the Rodyssey. The Rodyssey is my odyssey to get this organized again and get all my books back in their order in the boxes that it's supposed to be in. So I'm making great headway. I do a little bit every day, spend about an hour down here every day, sorting through stacks and then sorting them out, getting them all together. So making progress on the Rodyssey. So, all right, here we go. Here is from the Bronze Age, number 24 of The Man Called Nova. There we go. With the Sphinx. And we got Marvel Spotlight number 2 on Captain Marvel. I think this was the second series of Marvel Spotlight, if I'm not mistaken. Because the first 2 issues of Marvel Spotlight, I think, were Bloodstone, the Monster Hunter. In the original, the first series. I could be wrong. I often am. Here's Beware the Claws of the Cat, number 4. And with this one, that puts to bed my collecting of that series. I now have all 4 issues. So, here's Marvel Spotlight. Oh, no. I must be wrong. Because that's this Marvel Spotlight. Right? But that's 40. No. That's got to be like the second one. Because here's Marvel Spotlight. What was that? It's not Marvel Spotlight I'm thinking of. I could have sworn it was Bloodstone. But anyway, because this is Marvel Spotlight right here, number 1. And this is from the Silver Age or the tail end of the Silver Age, early beginning of the Bronze Age. Marvel Spotlight on Red Wolf. So now I'm curious. I gotta straighten that out in my head. So here's another number 1 from the Bronze Age, The Power of the Warlock, number 1. Night of the Man Beast. Da, da, da. Here we go, staying in the Bronze Age for a couple more issues. We got Astonishing Tales number 10, featuring the Lord of the Hidden Jungle, Khazar. That's right, it's Khazar. Get that Khazar stuff out of here. No, I'm just kidding. You say it any way you want to say it. And sticking with Kazar, number 13, with the Man Thing. The Mark of the Man Thing. And I think it swapped over to just Kazar, I believe. It's 20 cents. So that's only 3 issues. What it went from. So I don't know. This could be just part of his own series, or it could be a continuation, and they changed the title from Astonishing Tales to just plain Kazar. So I'm not sure. Anyway, here it is. This is number 16 with Claw. Claw. One of those cool villains that made it to animation in the Fantastic Four 1966 animation series. All right, now we got Amazing Adventures featuring the Inhumans and the Black Widow. Love these split covers when you got dual two stories in them, and they each get a place on the cover. I love that. This is number 2. This is number 3. Trying not. I have to tilt them at the side in order to. Oh, you know what? I didn't put on this light. So there we go. Got the Mandarin down there taking on the Inhumans. Black Widow up there. Here's number 8, a great Neil Adams cover with Thor taking on Black Bolt. This is number 8. So I got to get these because I have all of them. I got to get them all together. So they're scattered throughout right now. Amazing Adventures number 9. We got Black Bolt and the Inhumans taking the lead. Then we jump into a war series. War is Hell. This is number 13. It says weirdest combat series of all. So and the last one in this stack is the West Coast Avengers, number 8. I'm still picking up these. I do not have the entire run of these. I still need probably about 20 books, 20 to 25 books to pick up. But I've slowed down my comic book buying, because there's still a ton of stuff out there that I'd love to have in the collection. But, I'm extremely happy with the collection I have. If I couldn't buy another comic book, I'd be happy with what I have. You know what I mean? I've been very, very blessed, very lucky to get the comics that I have here in the collection, and they all have special memories with them. So appreciate it. There's that, and we'll continue on with. This is a tale, Astonishing Tales, from the Bronze Age. This is number 26, and this is one issue after the origin of this character, Deathlock the Demolisher. So he appears in 25, I believe, and that's his first appearance. I used to have it, but it was lost to history, lost in the past. So this is number 26. and it was a real cool, unique character. I enjoyed this first go around with this character. I think now there's a different Deathlock, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, this is number 27. The Fury of Warwolf. Number 28. A lot of these I can remember buying off the rack. These are not those. Those were, again, lost. You've heard me tell the story about my collection. It had been thrown out twice. It got thrown out twice. A lot of Silver Age and early Bronze stuff was lost during that purging. Unknown purging to me. But so I was lucky enough to be able to get them in the 80s, where I did a heavy bulk of collecting. Man, I was every weekend, any chance I got a chance to get somewhere, or a flea market, a yard sale, anything, man, I was hitting it hard. Had a lot of expendable cash and stuff. Why? Because I was still living at home. I hadn't left home yet. So I was saving money like you wouldn't believe. This is number 29. And we snuck in the Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks like it might be a reprint of their appearance from Marvel Superheroes. Was it Marvel Superheroes? I think so. Their first appearance. That's the Guardians of the Galaxy I know and grew up with. So not that there's anything wrong with the ones they made the movies of, because I enjoyed those movies. But Astonishing Tales number 30. This one I remember picking up at Stop and Go off the spinner rack. That. It's funny how you can pinpoint sometimes where you got these books. Is number 31. Not a great cover like this. I like those up close and personal ones. So number 32. What number was that? 31. Yeah, here's 32. Don't forget to tell me what your favorite 3 songs are, or whatever 3 songs you want to throw out there. Here's 33. Deathlok, the Destroyer, the Demolisher. I mean, I keep wanting to say the Destroyer, but I would like to see him in animation, or even better, a live action movie. Don't you think that would make a cool movie? I do. I think it would be awesome. Here's number 34. Nice red cover. I like this. Just jumps right out at you. Dynamic cover. Dynamic Deathlock. Here's number 35. A purple cover. Still only 25 cents. Love seeing that up there. And to round this round out, we got number 36. There we go. Cool stuff. Just a bunch of great memories, man. Bunch of great memories. So, all right, let's get back to the peanut gallery, see what's happening here. Thank you to both Jackson and Maranya. And Jason says they had carolers doing Halloween-inspired spoofs of Christmas songs. Oh, that would be cool. Okay, I got you now. They had a Krampus there for pictures, as well as a sword juggler, and a guy did a bunch of stupid stunts with rat trap on tongue. With a rat trap on his tongue. Ow. Oh. Ouch. You like let it snap on his tongue? Why would you do that? No. Did you post any pictures of this place? I know you post a lot of pictures when you do stuff with your family on Facebook. So let me know if you posted some pictures, because I'll check them out. Jason also says, announcer's voice, we will be adding the Hulk voice to things we need in our life. I don't know how much you could do the Hulk voice. You got to make it growly and gravelly. That might destroy the vocal cords there. Jason also says, someone go over and hug Rod. He seems to need it. Scotty says, cable was out in 1972. Yeah, it was out before that, because we knew people who lived elsewhere that had cable, a couple years before us. So absolutely. I never heard of it until my cousin moved to the city in the 80s, and he had HBO and etc. Yeah, we had cable, and then on the box there was a black, it was an oak box. They call them oak boxes because oak was the manufacturer of the actual box. It was a black plastic box, had a silver knob on it, and you'd put your TV on channel 3, I believe, and then you could hit the button or turn the knob, and it would go to HBO. And then eventually they added Cinemax, so then you could go to HBO or Cinemax. I remember HBO being somewhere around 75, because the movies you used to see all the time on there, number one was Mother Jugs and Speed. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that. It was a funny movie. I enjoyed it. It was a very funny movie, starring Raquel Welch, Harvey Keitel, and Bill Cosby, about an ambulance paramedic ambulance service type. Paramedic ambulance service. So very funny, but that was on all the time. So was Burnt Offerings, the horror movie, Burnt Offerings, and there was another one. It was like a Western with Jill Ireland and Charles Bronson. I can't remember the name of it now. But those three played. I remember seeing them millions of times. Oh my gosh. Drive you crazy. So Jason says, Scotty, 72 before your time. 72 is before your time, as it is mine. Yep, 72, man. I was 10 years old in 72. Scotty says, I was 2 in 72, but I'd have at least heard of it before the 80s, if that was a thing. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, cable moved into town in 1982 for us. I'm surprised because we were a very rural community. I'm surprised that when I see folks like Jackson and Scotty saying they didn't get it till like the 80s, that boggles my mind. 1982, I started working for the cable company at that time. It was Continental Cable in this area, and I worked for them and stayed in cable. They were bought out over the years, wound up being bought out finally by Comcast in like 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. And so, 40 plus years I worked for the cable company. Enjoyed it. I really did. Scotty says, you won't know my 3 favorite songs. Petra, Enter In. No, I'm not familiar with that. Mortification. Mortification, Blood World. No. And Barren Cross, Heaven or Nothing. I am not familiar with that. But they're your 3 favorite songs? That's cool. Thank you for sharing them, man. Thank you for sharing. What's your favorite Christmas song? Jason says, Dark Shadows. Yeah, you would have guessed it right. Scotty says, and sand through the hourglass. As sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. I remember that intro right before falling asleep at the nursery. We had nap time while the ladies watched their shows. That's funny. Yeah. Put the kids to bed. Put a little something extra in their bottles so they sleep for an hour or so. And the Jackson Roykirk says, in another world, all my children in General Hospital. Yep, those are the days of my life. Very cool. Very cool. Easy Comic Reader says, one of my favorite songs, Promised Land by Elvis, certified toe tapper. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. Good choice. Jason says, announcer voice, like sand through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Scotty says, for secular music, I love Duran Duran, Thompson Twins, Built by Titan, Empire of the Sun, Heart. Heart, I know. Heart. Yes. Me and my wife both like Heart. And most clean stuff of the 80s. Cool beans. Cool beans. Hey, Len Pate's here. How you doing, Greg? Thank you for joining us, my friend. He says, hey, y'all, and hey to you. Hope your Saturday and weekend's going well. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Jason says, well, my two favorite artists are Chris Ledoux. Nothing wrong with Chris Ledoux. Nothing wrong with him at all. I'm not sure anyone here will know Radney Foster, baby. Nobody Wins. I love Nobody. I got whatever that album was, not album, but a CD with Nobody Wins on it, because both me and my wife love Radney Foster. And there's been some later ones. He got away from the style of music that we liked for a little while, but now I see he did some later ones, and I haven't gotten to any place to pick any. Look for him to pick them up. I suppose I could go on eBay, but I don't know. Radney Foster, who I'm again not sure if anybody will know. So a lot of my favorite songs wouldn't be known. I know Chris Ledoux and I know Radney Foster, man. Radney Foster was real big in the 90s with me and my wife. Still love his stuff. Oh, man, that was Nobody Wins. Love it. Jason says, Kingdom Come has 4 issues. Oh yeah. But I was saying 3 issues. I don't know why I was thinking 3 issues. But yes, Mark Waid and Alex Ross. Yeah, it was great stuff. That's my favorite, probably all-time favorite comic story. So cool beans. Jason says, not sure how many here are reading World Under Doom, but the last issue came out last week and it was phenomenal. Yeah, I haven't followed much of Marvel except for the Hulk. Like I said, I'm really starting to slow down, especially buying new books. I'll buy the Dynamite books that come that are the Hanna-Barbera, based on the Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters. Those I'll probably continue to pick up. Hulk I'll probably continue to pick up. Justice League I'll try to pick up. But other than that, I think I'm really weaning myself off of new books, not because they're bad, just because I want to allocate my money elsewhere. I'd rather pick up some things once in a while for back issues that I still want from the Silver Age and from the Bronze Age. So he says, well, now we need you to dress up as Mr. Magoo for a show. Yeah, no. I just get some big glasses, right? Easy Comic Reader, Shannon! Yeah, Shannon made a surprise visit. I'm glad he did, man. I was hoping he'd be able to. So cool beans. Jason says, Hulk voice, Shannon in the house! I Am One of Us says, it was nice to see Shannon stop by. Absolutely, I Am One of Us. I agree with you wholeheartedly. When he can't be here full time, it's always nice when he pops in and surprises us with a visit, man. He is sorely missed each show he's out. Jason says, so PBS, when I was younger, used to be where they would show old Doctor Who episodes. Yeah, yep. And I watched a lot of Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street. Yeah, Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, I watched a lot of back in the day. Like I said, Doctor Who, only a few with Tom Baker. That's all I can tell you. But it didn't, I don't know, it didn't grab me. It didn't fascinate me. It didn't excite me. I don't know what it was about it. And it's not because it was a British thing, because I love British humor and stuff like that. I don't know why it didn't. I don't know why. You would think it would be right up my alley, but for some reason it wasn't. Jason says, phone books, do they still make those? I think you have to pay for them now. If you want one, I think you have to pay for one. Scotty says, actually, they do. I got one, he says. And Jason says, I haven't seen one delivered in a long time. And the Jackson Kirk says, I get them too. You have to ask for them now. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe you don't pay for them, but you have to ask for them now, whereas they used to come in the mail. Scotty says, when I went to the place to get my new internet router, they had them there for free. I got one out of nostalgia. There you go. Jason says, time for you to look up and listen to more Mel Torme, my friend. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Scotty says, doo-wop, doo-wop. Wait, that's a commercial jingle. A do-rap. Do-rap, do-rap. Scotty says, if it ain't got that cling. Yeah, yep, the parody. Jason says, if anyone... Hold on. Okay. If anyone has a laugh, wants a laugh, there's a rap version of Sugar Sugar by Jughead in a live action movie from the 90s that's hilarious. Not because it's good. Yeah, no. I don't want anything to tarnish my memories of Sugar Sugar by the Archies. Scotty says, Tiger by the Tail. I sing that to arrange my tabbies when I am petting them. Yep. I've got a tiger by the tail. It's plain to see. Rod to see? That's Rod. That's it. You got it, Scotty. I've been accused of being a little Rod myself. Let's see. Jason says, Twisted Tidings was an awesome show, Rod. Angelica had a phenomenal time. Got a bunch of stuff she liked. Dice and clothing. I'm a dice freak. I am. For some reason, I love dice. You know, it's the same thing with, like challenge coins or my ring collection. There's just some things I like, and I can never have enough dice. Big, small, see-through, the clear, the ones that look like gems and stuff like that, or even the dice that you used to use for like Dungeons and Dragons games and stuff like that. I love those dice, you know. So there's been more than once that my wife has given me the side eye when I've gone and bought some dice. Like, really? You need more dice? And she'd be right. I don't need them, but for some reason I want them. I don't know why. Let's see. So she got a bunch of stuff she liked, dice and clothing. She had a 7-foot python put on her shoulders. Holy cow. That's a big snake. Woo. Cool beans. Sounds like a good time. Jason says you would not be happy to never buy another Hulk. No. I have to have my Hulk. I have to have my Hulk, have to have my Justice League. Yeah, that would be a true statement. I can't live without it. Scotty says, I'm living at home. Where else can you live? Well, I was living at my parents' home. So, if you're still living at your parents' home, God bless you. So, Scotty says, isn't Deathlock dead? How can you do a live action of a dead person? These are the things that make you go, right, Scotty? Jason says, yes, he snapped a rat trap. Oh, man, on his tongue, and then a bigger trap on his fingers, then his whole arm in a bear trap. Yes, there's definitely pictures. Oh, my gosh. Why would you want to do that? What if something went wrong, man? Hold on. Let me just pick up my arm. That's going to be it for the show right now. Can you give me a hand? And we got the pause line once again. That means we want to see some comics, eh? All right. Let's see. Let's do some more. I did Marvel last time, so we'll do some more DC that I found. Various stages of chaos. Let's see. DC Superstars. Giant. Number 9 in the series, The Man Behind the Gun. Who was he? Warmonger or Peacemaker? Well, I don't think it was Peacemaker. He belonged to Charlton. So, DC Superstars of Magic, number 11, Giant, featuring Zatanna. I think this is one of the more popular issues of this series, if I remember correctly. DC Superstars also number 14 with all new Giant Secret Origins of Supervillains. Hawkman on the cover, Higgy. There we go. And we got a DC 100-page super spectacular for 50 cents. 100 action-packed pages of story and art from cover to cover. And this is Superboy number, that was just number 185, but it's DC Giant number, or super spectacular number 12, DC 12. So there you go. Superboy. Got the Legion of Superhero sitting in the background, and it's got a wraparound cover. We got the Teen Titans on the back as well. So sorry for the glare on that. So love, you guys know both Shannon and I's love for these books, and Eric K too. He loves them just as much as we do. And here we go with an 80-page Giant, G45 of the Giant series. It also doubles as number 360 of Action Comics featuring Supergirl. So it's got a little game you can play on the cover. Give me some dice. Give me some dice. It's already 12:15. Holy cow, man, this morning flew. Here we go with another 100-page super spectacular for 60 cents. Action Comics number 437. I'm not sure, this might be one that was, yes, it is. I was going to say, this is one that was gifted to me from Brother Shannon. And this one here, I remember, I actually still have my off the rack copy. I don't think it has a cover on it. So he was nice enough to gift me. He gifted me a bunch of these 100 pages, man. In great shape. And this is from Shannon. Cool beans. I thought I recognized it. Here's another 100 pages for 60 cents. Number 202 of Superboy, starring the Legion of Superheroes. These are just fantastic as a kid, man, because they're 2 and 3 times as thick as a regular comic, so you felt like you were holding a comic book edition of the phone book type of thing, like Higgy says, a thickie, square bound sweetness. And Giant, this is part of the Giant series. This is G73. It also doubles as Batman number 223. Always like this cool cover. This was a house ad inspired want for a long time. Very cool stuff indeed. All righty. So we'll take those, put those over here. Oh, no, I'll put them down here. So what else do we got? I got some more DC here. We got a lot of DC here. Okay. This is Aquaman. So I'm going to show some Aquaman. All right. Starting with Super DC Giant number S26. A 25 center, Aquaman, the Sea King's most spectacular adventures. I think I have like 2 or 3 copies of this. Like one stays with Aquaman, one stays in the Super DC Giant series box. I think I probably have one somewhere else, so it's a duplicate probably in the Aquaman box. So, but this is cool. This I remember if I'm not mistaken, it was this one that I traded like a Super Ball and something else. I don't know if it was like an army man, plastic army man or something. I traded with a friend of mine, Greg Stevens, on the school bus one day to get this book. So not that particular one, because the one he gave me was long since gone. Here we go. We're going to start out with Aquaman number 18, The Wedding of Aquaman and Mera. Got the JLA right there. I always thought it was weird that Superman and Wonder Woman didn't have to wear an air helmet, a fish bowl over their head or something. But I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? Here is number 17. The Man Who Vanquished Aquaman. Number 16. There's something about this book, this cover, right? Something about this cover and then this cover. It looks like this is almost like a Golden Age version, right? Because I mean, it just has that Golden Age kind of cover, innocent cover feel, you know. And then you see this one; it's more like the '60s Silver Age action, you know, type of thing. That's weird. So, but this is number 16. Here is number 15. Superman and Aqualad, or as you know him today as Tempest, or they probably gave him another name by now. So here is number 14. Hey, what's going on? They're leaving Aquaman there. They're heading out. That's not cool. Here is number 13. This is one of the oldest Aquaman books that I have in my collection. Because I remember, where did I pick this up? I can't remember, but this is like, this is probably the first back issue of Aquaman that I ever picked up. I had a couple Aquaman issues that I had gotten from my grandmother, who it was my mom's uncle, dropped off a bunch of his collection of comics, which was all Silver Age stuff. I mean, prime Silver Age stuff, early 60s right through like 68 and stuff. And I remember Aquaman, this book was one of the ones. It's not this exact, yeah, it's this exact book. Yeah, I never got an upgrade on this one. So that one's been in my collection for a while, since probably like early 70s. We got number 12. Look like they're having a seahorse race. The Kentucky Derby underwater. The Atlantis Derby. Dun, dun, dun. Here is number 11. Just kind of swimming around. Wait, somebody coming after him. Doom from Dimension Aqua. Here's number 10. Like a giant imp. Number 9. The Secret Mission of King Neptune. This is a pretty cool cover. I like that cover. I'm not sure who does it. If it's Nick Cardy or it could be a Nick Cardy, but I don't see his signature anywhere. So there's a good chance that it might not be Nick Cardy. But Nick Cardy did a lot of Aquaman. And just like Jim Aparo did a lot of Aquaman. This is number 8. Here's number 7. The Creatures from Atlantis. Here is number 6. Too Many Quisps. It's so funny because Quisp was my favorite cereal growing up as a kid. Could not get enough Quisp. Quisp and Quake. How many of you out there ate Quisp and Quake? Quisp or Quake? This is number 5. That's a purple cover, so it's even hard with good eyes now to be able to distinguish. No, this is I can't tell if that's number 5 or number 6. Well, what is this one? This is number 4, so this is number 5. So there we go. The Haunted Sea. Number 4. I like to see these Silver Age books with the big square 12-cent thing to remind them, got to make it big to remind people, hey, they are now 12 cents, not 10 cents. Comic books are 12 cents now. Number 3, the Aquaman from Atlantis. Number 2, that's a cool cover. Colors in it. That red against that green, man, that pops. And the first issue of Aquaman in his own series in the Silver Age, number 1. Cool beans. When I started collecting, the goal was to get books like this, runs like this, series like this, that was cool because I didn't get to see them as a kid too much. And when I did, I couldn't afford to buy all the ones that I wanted. So it's neat. I am so thankful and so lucky and so blessed to be able to, show you these comics, because I never knew that I'd have an Aquaman number 1, Adam number 1, any of those number 1s or early issues like that. I never, so I was very, very, like I said, blessed and lucky. So, all right, you heard me gab enough. So let's get back and see what the Peanut Gallery is doing. Thank you, Maranya, for saving me once again with that pause line. Scotty says, Rod, if you worked for cable, are you in the X-Force? Well, I could tell you, Scotty, but then we'd have to send people to your house, and you know how it goes. So I can't say. Jason says, laughing out loud, we are in golden time. The Jackson Rourke says, Bloodstone was in Marvel Presents. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, because that was going to drive me wild. And I don't know where that would be. I know I came across it at some point here in the last week, but I don't know where I put it now. It might be in the Marvel box down there. So thank you so much for straightening me out on that. Yes, 1 and 2, Bloodstone, yes, because that was another unique character. I wonder if they ever did much more with them. I know he appeared in a couple of things, but that's a Marvel character you don't see or hear anything about him anymore. Gone. Bye. Thank you, Jackson. And Jason says, Rod cosplays as Cable every con he goes to. No, my favorite costume, and people would point it out to me every time, was just simple comic nerd. Yep. They say, oh, you're a comic nerd. Yeah, yep, that's my costume. Yep. Scotty says, he must be jacked. Jason says, you knew both my favorite artists. I knew there were reasons we were friends. Yeah. Chris Ledoux was a heavy inspiration to Garth Brooks. And I was a big Garth Brooks when, the first few years of his career and stuff like that. Thunder Rolls and stuff like that. That was great stuff. And Radney Foster, yeah, I still love Radney Foster. I have him in my Spotify. I also have, like I said, I think we have 2 discs of his stuff. But I love that song. Nobody Wins. That's a cool song, man. I love that song. Because I think everybody's been there at one point in a relationship. And Jason says, so for Radney Foster, you need to look up an album that he did where he wrote a book of short stories based on all the songs in the album. I'll look up the title in a minute. Oh, I didn't know he wrote a book. Hey, Robert Harrison. How you doing, man? Our neighbor to the north. Great to see you once again, my friend. He says, Help by the Beatles, cool beans. I Need You by the Beatles, and Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys. Great tunes, Bob. Great tunes. Nothing wrong with that group right there. Like I said, mine would change. I could easily have the Beach Boys. I could easily have a Beatles because I loved the Beatles early stuff. I Want to Hold Your Hand, that kind of bubblegum stuff by them. I was not so much a bigger fan of their latest stuff after like the White Album and stuff like that. But I still listen to it. So that great choices, Bob. Great choices. Thank you so much, man. Scotty says, British humor, that's an oxymoron. Oh, come on, Scotty. Come on. Can't be saying that. Monty Python, baby. Benny Hill. Come on. Faulty Towers. That's great humor. Great stuff. Jason says, come on, Scotty. Yeah, there it goes. I'm saying the same thing. Come on, Scotty. British humor is so good. It goes right through there. Right through there, too. Come on. Scotty says, my favorite dice, I don't know how to say that, icosahedron, 20-sided dice. Okay. All right. I think I've got a couple 20-sided dice. I never really played Dungeons and Dragons. I used them for sports games that I created myself, except for a baseball game. There was a fellow kid. He was 1 year ahead of me, I think, in school. And one day he was sitting there rolling dice in the library, and I happened to walk by and kind of side-eyed glance down and see and I had to stop and ask him. I said, man, what are you doing? What is that? He was doing it in the library, and then later on he was doing it down in the lunchroom. And when he was in the lunchroom, I said, what is it you're doing? And he said, it's a dice baseball game he created. And he explained to me how to play it. Very simple. It has to be if I understood it, So, and I did that for, oh my gosh, a long time. I did that throughout the 80s. I did dice baseball. I did dice hockey. I would set up my own dice hockey leagues with new franchises, not the NHL, although I did some NHL. I came up with dice wrestling, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been a dice freak for some reason. I don't know why. Scotty says, no, I'm living at my home. Well, there you go. There's the difference right there, Scotty. So you're living at your home, so you probably got a mortgage, so you're not going to have all the expendable cash. I was living at my parents' home still. until I got married at 26, so I had a good 6 years of income that I was able to put money away, still be able to buy my comics that I wanted, and pay off all my car payments and insurance payments. So Scotty says, it's pretty outside. Let's go out and play. Jason says, too cold to go out and play, Scotty. Yeah, I was going to second that. Quite enough, Sayer. How you doing, QNS? Man, great to have you with us once again, my friend. He says, I delivered phone books as a brief side gig around 1989. We still get them, but less often and very smaller. Yeah, it's just one of those things that for a long time, it was a mainstay in people's homes, much like, like Sears and Roebuck catalog, the winter catalog, the Christmas catalogs. Those were always great. Remember getting those? And then you could sit down as a kid, you could sit down and my folks always had a circle, like probably about 10 things that we might want. And just to give them ideas and we get a good majority of them most of the time. So just fun stuff. A lot of that stuff, younger people, obviously the stuff was gone before they didn't get to grow up with those nostalgic things like that. But I'm sure they have their own stuff that they're going to, or they could be currently feeling nostalgic about, video games and stuff like that. So, but absolutely. Scotty says 70 and sunny. You're rubbing it in. You're rubbing it in. QNS says, great Superboy 100 pager. Yeah, I love those 100 pages, man. They're just awesome. I probably still need about, conservative estimate, I'll say 10 of those to complete the series. Most of those being the romance ones. I need one more Superman one, and I think one of the horror ones. I might have bought. I'm creating language now. I might have bought the horror one, so I might have that one already because I think it was House of Mystery 228. I think it was. But so yeah, absolutely. Love, very fond of those 100 pages. QNS, thank you. Jason says, Rod, For You to See the Stars is a book by Rodney Foster that is a correlating musical album. Every song has a correlated short story in the book. Oh, well, you know what? I might have to. I wonder if I can pick that up at like Barnes and Noble, if it'd still be available, or if I'd have to go on to Amazon. I don't get Amazon. I don't have an account anymore with Amazon. And when I tried to reactivate my account, they want to send my secret code, double secret probation pass code or whatever to my old cell phone. And my cell phone, that cell phone is long gone. And they won't allow me to update my cell phone number and have them send it to that. So, you know what? Amazon, pound sand, I can't deal with that mess. So when I need something off of Amazon, I contact my son and send him a picture of what it is, a picture of the page, and he'll pick it up for me, and I just pay him next time I see him. So that's how that works in this life. So Andrew, he says, I made it back for the best comics. I love the 80-page giants. Yeah, baby. And the 100 pages are chef's kiss. Yes. Mwah. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. I never get tired of seeing those. Just like I never get tired of seeing Silver Age Hulks, or any Hulks, really. Who am I kidding? But those 80-page giants, the Marvel 25-cent square bounds too. I love all those books. Those are just special time in my life when those came out, and I was able to pick those up. Andrew also says, have you completed the 80-page giant run? No, I have not. And I'm further away from that than I am the 100 pages, simply because a lot of the early like Batman ones and probably Superman ones too, they're kind of pricey now. So I just don't have that kind of expendable income to be able to go and chase that dream. you know. So I have to pick and choose when I come across them, and whether they're in good shape and whether they're affordable before I can. But I'd love to, because I love the 80-page giants, man. Those house ads that I used to see in DC books, man, they'd make me want to buy every single one of them. Jason says his show is called The Dangerously Stupid Show. So I think he got the name. So I think he got the name right, Ron. The Dangerously Stupid. Whose show is that? I must have forgot. See, my memory ain't what it used to be. So I've probably forgotten what line of conversation we were having that this is in regards to the Dangerously Stupid Show, because I'm not familiar with that. So help me out, Jason. Help me out, brother. Andrew says Aquaman has some great Nick Cardy art. Absolutely, he does. It did. He did some great covers in like the mid 40s, not 1940s, but the mid 40 numbers and stuff like that on the series. Nick Cardy was associated, with Aquaman for quite a while. So that was pretty cool. And then Steve Skeets took over the writing, and Jim Aparo started doing the series, drawing the series. I think even Neil Adams did like a backup feature with Deadman in there, if I'm not mistaken. So Jason says 30 and windy, Scotty. Oh, it's gone down now. It's 30. Probably because of the wind chill factor. You're right. Geez, we already got to talk about the wind chill factor? No, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. Doggone it. Quite Enough Sayer says Andrew 73 is Plants Printed Periodicals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's Andrew. That's Andrew, baby. Yes, he says. QNS says, I had that Aquaman 10 and sold it 20 years ago. He cries. Oh, man. I know. We've all got those stories, right? Where we've sold or gotten rid of something that we now really have come to value as far as personally, not financially, So, but yeah, I've sold. I wound up having to sell like my single-digit Fantastic Fours to cover medical bills, and my early single digits and teens of Spider-Man for the same thing. So, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And if it means I don't get those books, hey, I was lucky enough to have them once. Some people don't even get that chance. So I've got to be happy with the way things are. So I appreciate that. So I know I feel your pain, QNS. I feel your pain, brother. Jason says, good eyes. I thought the song was Betty Davis eyes. How about Marty Feldman eyes? He's got Marty Feldman eyes. Andrew says, every Aquaman you have shown was Nick Cardy cover and art. Oh, cool. Thank you for recognizing that, because I wasn't sure. Usually I can tell certain artists that I really like, but Nick Cardy, and sometimes he draws a certain way, and then other times he kind of switches it up, it seems like, a little bit, and drew a little bit different. But yeah. Thank you so much for recognizing that, Andrew. Appreciate that, man. Hey, Triple C, how you doing, man? Rob, joining us once again. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, sir. Don't forget to check out his channel for some great videos. He's still showing some of his videos from his comic collection. And he just showed one about books he was going to keep. So, man, you got a great collection. It's just fascinates me that you do it by year, because I think it's because I project that onto my collection. If I was to try to do that, oh my goodness, my OCD would just drive me up a wall. I couldn't do it. I could not do that. So I've got to have it in order, numerical order, alphabetical order too, type of thing. But I'm really fascinated by your things. What's he say? Let's see. He says, favorite songs, Zippity Doo Dah. Oh, that's cool. Make them laugh. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. White Christmas, that's a classic, man. Silent Night, another great hymnal. I love that. Boy, if I get onto the hymnal things, man, there's so many great songs. But Bing Crosby's White Christmas, I mean, that is a seminal hit. You gotta, and the movie, gotta watch the movie. Love the movie. That's on me and my wife's Christmas movie rotation. So we get to watch that at least once or twice, maybe even. I love that song, though. It's not a Christmas song per se, but it's in that movie where it says, "We'll follow the old man wherever he will go." I can't remember all the words, but you know the song if you're familiar with the series. So cool beans. Thank you so much, Rob, for throwing in those songs. Great choices, man. Great choices. Zippity doo dah. That's one of those songs as a kid I remember singing again. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Yeah, love it. I love it. Thank you, Rob. Check out Rob's channel, Triple C. Let's see. Andrew, I think. Oh, I'm happy you can see again, Rod. I look forward to hunting with you at Little Giant in the spring. Yeah, baby. With any luck, we'll be able to do it once again, my friend. Make 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. I can't believe you want to hang out with me again. Oh, because I'm nowhere near as fast as I used to be. But it's always fun to hang out with you, Andrew, and get our autographs from Jim Steranko. Yeah, he is such a fascinating individual. For his age, he's so engaging with the audience, so energetic. It's just fascinating individual. So yes, I plan on being at Little Giant once again. Me and the missus. Jason says Bloodstone. His daughter is the new character Marvel uses more often. Wasn't even aware he had a daughter. So that shows you how much of the out of the Marvel continuity loop these days that I am. Andrew says, yeah, that's Elsa, Jason. She went from a blonde to a redhead. Oh, but you know it's not. You know it's fake. You know it's fake. She's really a blonde. Oh. QNS says it's not Marvel anymore. It's Marvel. Oh, like a, just a town. It's just a town. Just a common town. Jason says, I know it ride, but Radney Foster had a song called Went for a Ride that you probably like. I don't remember that one. There was another one that I liked of his that didn't get airplay, and I can't remember what it is. It's driving me nuts. I've been trying to think it since we started mentioning Radney Foster. But I know he was getting back into that style again. He did something. Del Rio, Texas. That was the one that started him for us. We liked that one. And he was getting back to something like that, like Del Rio, Texas Revisited or something like that. And it seemed like it was going to have a lot of those type of song styles that I like. So we'd like to hunt that down. He also says, yes, Elsa is a cool legacy character for Bloodstone. Is Bloodstone dead? Did they kill him off? And in some special event that they concocted? Andrew says, Moonshadow by Cat Moon. I'm dreaming of Moonshadow. No, something. I love a Moonshadow. Moonshadow. Yeah, I remember that one. Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. That's a good one. I like that one too. I've looked at love on both sides now. Yeah, and the times they are changing. That one, man. I knew about Bob Dylan and stuff like that. He was a folk artist and stuff like that. But I did not appreciate that song until The Watchmen came out. And now when I hear that song, man, I love that song. because I really got into the lyrics and focused on the lyrics and what they meant. And his writing in that song, it's amazing. It really is just simply amazing to me, the way he put things, and you know, a lot of like metaphors for other things and stuff like that. So yeah, I could easily have put The Times They Are Changing fit that into my top 3. It would definitely be in my probably top 10 for sure. So absolutely, Andrew, great choices. Quite Enough says those old Sears and JC Penney catalogs are worth big money now. Yeah, yes they are. Because I've wanted to get one, you know, from Sears, just for nostalgia's sake, you know. But when I looked at the prices, it's like, oh, triple figures. No, I think I'm good. You know, I'll keep my memories. So Andrew says, I think I sent you a 100-pager earlier this year. Yeah, I believe you did. Oh, I thought I came across it too. Yes, you did. I'm sorry, but I am drawing a blank, Andrew. So you have to help me out. Remind me what it was, because I want to say I remember seeing it. Where did I put? Man. I can't get this place cleaned up fast enough, organized fast enough. And thank you again for that 100-pager, my friend. Jason says the Rat Trap on the Tongue Show was called the Danger. Oh, okay. All right. The Dangerously Stupid. Well, yeah. Sounds to me like they named that right. Geez, I don't know, man. That's, I don't know. Miranda says, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving. And happy Thanksgiving to you, Miranda. Thank you once again for keeping the show rolling, getting the comics line down there. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's almost 1 o'clock now, and I got to get going. So let's see what else we got going here. Thank you again, Miranda. Andrew says, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Cool beans, and a happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. And Jason Nutter says, have a great week, Miranda. And you have a great week as well, Jason. The Jackson Roykirk says, have a great week, everyone. Happy Turkey Day. Remember to give thanks for whatever you have. Good words to remind us, Jackson. Absolutely. Be thankful for whatever you have. So thank you, and have a great Turkey Day yourself, my friend. Look forward to seeing you next week as well. Jason says, Went for a Ride by Rodney Foster is a very country cowboy song. Okay. All right. I would probably like that. I think I think you know my musical tastes well enough by this point, with all the music we've shared back and forth on Facebook with each other. Jason says, and it's on Del Rio, Texas album. So if you have that, so yeah. Yep. Okay. I'll have to check it. I bet you I recognize it, and I just don't recognize the title. I bet you I do. Miranda says, favorite quirky songs, Fiddling by the Guess Who. I'm not familiar with that one. The Detachable, Censored by King Missile. Not sure. I'm pretty sure I don't know that one. And White and Nerdy by Weird Al. Now, I bet you I know that one if I heard it, but I don't know it because I was a big Weird Al fan. You know, I loved a lot of his stuff. So, cool beans, Miranda. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. On my list, I gave you my number 3. My number 2 is Watching Scotty Grow. I'm sure Scotty Z is going to make a comment, or Jason, or somebody's going to make a comment. But this is by Bobby Goldsboro. This is the version by Bobby Goldsboro. That's another one. Why? Because it reminds me of when me and my wife had our kids and they were still small. And the song just hits home with those early years of them being toddlers. So, and my number 1 this week, this moment in time, my number 1 is one of the reason I love country ballads, and it's El Paso by Marty Robbins, part of the El Paso trilogy of songs that Marty Robbins did. So those were my top 3 songs at this moment. Honorable mention, Old Shep by Slim Montana. because that reminds me so much of my dog Buffy, which I talked about earlier. A song that was always haunting to me, and I felt like it had a special meaning just for me. I know that's not true intellectually, but I felt that way. And that is Yesterday When I Was Young by Roy Clark. Because I kind of feel some of the ways he sings in that song today, because you never have enough time. I feel like I'm 63, but I feel like I'm still 25, and all that time in between, because you're working, you're raising kids, you're living life, and you don't have the time to just stop and smell the roses, as we always used to say. So that song always was haunting. I always felt it had a meaning for me, and I feel like I've come to understand it. The older I get, I come to understand more and more how it fit to me. But it was like a premonition to me, type of thing. When I was a kid, I'm like, there's just something about this song that I feel means something to me. Maybe not now, maybe sometime in the future, and it still does. And let's see. And one of my favorites, this is just such a smooth song. I just love this song. I'd Really Love to See You Tonight by England Dan and John Ford Coley. Those are just three that, are popped in my head from honorable mention. And my favorite Christmas song today, is off the soundtrack of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it's Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. Jingle, 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 you can hear my sleigh bells ring. I am old Kris Kringle, I'm the king of jingling. I love that song. I have the soundtrack on my Spotify. Why? Because I like it. Doggone it. So I love all those songs. I'm Mr. Heat Miser, I'm Mr. Sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I love that stuff. Love those shows. Love those songs. Oh, that's awesome. Jason says, love Weird Alkovic. Probably see him again this year. Probably seeing him. Oh, does he come around on a tour? You have to let me know, because I'd be curious I probably wouldn't go, but I'd still be curious that he's around. And Jason says, announcer's voice, we are signing off. Good night and Godspeed. And Jackson, the Jackson Roykirk, he's pulling the plug. Miranya's pulling both the plugs. We're going dark. And one plug is just for Jackson, she says. And Jason says, my ding-a-ling. Oh, my ding-a-ling by, I had that 45. Oh, my 45s are up in the thing. Yes, that was a mysterious hit with us as kids. Of course, obviously the subject matter and the double entendre associated with it and all that stuff. So yeah, that's a great one. Rhonda says the white and nerdy video has Donny Osmond in it. Oh, now I got to see it. I got to see it. Rhonda says Strokin' is another body song by Clarence Carter. That one I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with Clarence Carter either. So Jason says he's playing in Guilford on July 22nd. Oh, wow. Cool beans. Because he had a lot of, I love novelty songs. I always have. I love novelty songs. Purple People Eater, Monster Mash, Cockroach That Ate Cincinnati, that kind of stuff. I love that stuff. So, all right. Well, folks, it's almost 1:00. I've got to go, unfortunately. So this is going to bring us to another sad ending of the show. Once again, it was so great to see Shannon pop in there with a surprise visit. Thank you all for your contributions this week with the question of the week and all your comments and stuff like that. You guys are the show, without a doubt. Next week, we'll have another question for you to shift to. I'm thinking right now, I don't know if we've done this before, but your favorite cartoon or your favorite cartoon theme song. So have that percolating in your mind for next week. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. I hope you all will be able to join us. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving. Like the Jackson Roykirk says, be thankful for everything you have. So be cool, and we will see you guys next week. Everybody take care.
Here's to the comic book community, the family of funny book pals, sharing their collections and memories with all the cool guys and gals. There's legends and new folks and everyone in between, bringing their styles of fun and laughs for every one of them to be seen. Let's hear it for the community and all its awesome family. For those who started it long ago, we couldn't have gotten here alone. For the new folks too who make us laugh with their cool videos they craft. So here's to the guys and gals we see who make it the coolest place to be. Every day there's more to view as they show the comics to me and you. They're wondrous comics, new and old. There's always a story behind what's shown. So feel the passion, the love, the fun. It's all here to enjoy for everyone. Such great tales and folks to see. So thank you, comic book community. Let's hear it for the community and all its awesome family. For those who started it long ago, we couldn't have got